Welcome to Mind Your Own Business, sponsored and held by the Saxton Group. That's me. The purpose of our getting together is that you leave here tonight having gained some empowerment, some space. You know how sometimes when you're running your department, running your business, you feel like you got no elbow room. You don't know how to move. You can't get anything cooking, okay? So you're going to walk out here tonight with some space to move, with a point of leverage. In other words, you push this and something really happens instead of you're trying to push a big rock. You're going to find a way to make your business happen quicker, faster, better. Now, I do want to introduce Martin Kay. Martin is a very successful entrepreneur. He's generated a number of endeavors that have produced real money. And he is currently a student of what it is, the ingredients, what it is, what it takes to have all the right pieces together so that your business moves, so that it happens, so that it works. He's a student of that. He's writing a book to that effect, and it's a real simple little process that he has. Have you all heard the old saying that 8 out of 10 businesses fail in the first 2 years? Well, none of them fail. None of them fail if they do what he says. How many of them? None of them. If they just do what he says. See, if you have all the right pieces, which aren't that many, by the way, if you have all the right pieces, you will succeed. You will have a business. So we're glad you came. But then that brings us to Brian. This is Brian Adams, who has become, I think I could say, a good friend. He's a client of mine. He says that he made right at about $100,000 a year while he was in college. And it was a pretty simple little trick. He went around, picked up people's laundry in the dorms, and sent the bill home to mom and dad. The kids were okay with that, and some of the parents said, all right, because, you know, parents think you need clean underwear, right? So he had a number of trucks running all the time he was in college, and it was called, he was at Alabama University, and it was the Bama Butler, was the name of the company. And he has been featured in Inc. Magazine, and as a person who really makes a business model fly. And he is looking for people to invest in. So he's going to be one of our angels here tonight.
My name is Tim Maina, everybody calls me Chef Tim. I've been in the food business for 37 years. As of late, I have been working with teams in the 3rd Ward area of Houston, focusing on healthy alternative cooking. We are a grassroots organization. This started with my teams in 3rd Ward. We make them when we go to entrepreneur seminars, when we go to different functions, and we hand them out to get the public's response. We have four different flavors. We've got original, which is a Mediterranean-like flavor. It's a flavor with a little bit of cumin, salt, and garlic powder. We have an Italian, which has a rich mix of herbs and a hint of Parmesan cheese. The Mexican chips are flavored with cumin, chili powder, garlic, and a touch of cayenne. And we also have a sweet one. And as opposed to most of the sweet chips that are out there, which are cinnamon and sugar, I chose pumpkin pie because I know so many people like pumpkin pie and I feel they can only have it during the holidays, during Thanksgiving. Our consumers, it's a really broad area. From 16 to 50, there's a strong movement towards these healthy alternative snacks. We feel that our means of distribution would be web sales, local grocery stores, which would take individual marketing going out there and pushing the product into small stores like Rice. They recently did it with a product called Texas Firecrackers and did extremely well with them, as so well that HEB just picked them up. We also plan on going into local businesses such as Exxon, Shell, and so on, and getting them pushed in those areas. And then we really feel that since the market is growing, they expect a lot of growth in this industry, that we'll be able to get into wholesale stores. such as Sam's and Costco. We would sell them in 6-ounce packages, and no one's doing this right now, but I think that the market for a smaller package, such as I gave out today, a 3-ounce package, would sell really well. I still don't know why any of the companies, Old London, Stacy's, Athenos, and New York Bagel, why they don't sell a smaller bag of chips, because how often do we go and actually want to purchase just a bag of chips while you're driving in the car, or just an individual bag? These 6 to 8 ounce bags are larger, and they're not, one seating consumption quantity. So we plan on selling them in 6-ounce and 3-ounce packages. Being grassroots, we are looking for investments of $200,000. We have a location that we'd be able to go in that was most recently a bakery, has got a deck oven. It would need some other equipment that I won't bother going into right now. Fortunately, it's not like most of the food business with a lot of perishability and the need for a lot of different equipment. There's limited amounts of equipment that would go into it.
The first thing I see is that if you're asking for $200,000 and you only have 95,000 packages, that means that a per unit cost is $2.10. That means you're losing 50 cents on everything you sell. However, I have a feeling that $200,000 part of that's for your salary, right? Okay. If you go and ask people for money, they don't want to pay you. And if you have no money in any business and you ask for money, if it was me, I'm on 100% of you going to work for me. I mean, I'm going to tell you the honest truth. Because you don't have any. I mean, if you have a great idea, you've got, I mean, all you have is a recipe. I mean, at the end of the day, I'd be buying a recipe.
Right.
Okay? So, your recipe is all that's on the table here. Because you don't have a distribution channel, you don't have any prearranged sales, and you don't have any, I mean, going to get on your boots on the floor, going to knock real hard and say, we buy from me, Texas Cracker did it. That's not going to work. Because you don't know who your competitor you're competing against. You don't have what your break-even number is. And so, if it was me, I would look at where you're going now, and if you have a great healthy alternative, and you're kind of in with the schools, I would call on like HISD and say, listen, why don't we, because there's a lot of private packaging where you can go and just sell to HISD, and where you can make it out of your house and say, now, they can give you one big order and you get off the ground rolling. Because then if you got off the ground rolling, then you'd be able to go to the bank and give you a loan. But it'd be really hard, because you talked about 2.9 billion, Sam's, all these things. You got to understand, that's 50 million feet in the air. If you're going to have a niche, find your niche in the corner, really hone in on it, and understand who it is. Because you're a long way from selling at Sam's, you're a long way from selling at Costco.
5 minutes?
And, my suggestion would be to really hone in on what your niche is and attack that and know that.
And as an investor, essentially what I want to invest in is sales. I want to invest in, I'm honestly less interested in the flavor and the taste, and more interested in how many of these do you have sold, and at what margin. And how comfortable am I with that? If you said, I have a 2-year arrangement with just running off here with HISD that they promise to purchase, 10,000 bags a month at this price, my ears are pricking. But I mean, that's really before you don't even need to have, you don't need a kitchen, you need a sale. And I would turn it backwards and first get the sale and then get the kitchen. So.
All right, do either of you want to have a further conversation with Chef Tim on investing in his product?
No, not this time.
Not this time.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much for presenting.
You're welcome.
Yeah.